Moving into the middle column of the screen, we'll now think about applicant configuration, starting with applicant options. This tick box up here gives you the ability to ensure that either a mobile number or a landline or an email address is entered into every applicant record before that record can be saved. So if you worry that you may have staff forgetting to record a contact method, tick this box and they will always be prompted to add a contact method in before saving their applicants. The next field down is days until due off. This will default to be 30 days. Now, days until due off doesn't do anything scary with your applicants. It will not mark them as inactive, stop sending them matches or delete them from the system. All it will do is give you a nudge to speak to your applicants by moving them to the quick link titled Applicants Due Off if you haven't told the system that you've spoken to them for 30 days. There are other means of being prompted to speak to your applicants, so if you just want to be reminded of contact, that's something that you can look at elsewhere. This field is just for any applicants who you haven't spoken to in so long that you feel they are unlikely to be looking for property anymore, so you'd want to call them up to check that you can remove them from your system. We would say that any applicant you haven't spoken to within 30 days is unlikely to still be looking for property. You can extend or reduce that date field here. You can also extend or reduce the date field on an individual applicant record. The figure here just sets the default. These next two fields are for your matching ranges in terms of price. When you first enter an applicant into the system, you will select the maximum price they are looking to buy or rent up to. We will then format a match range for them, with that range being 20% below the maximum price and 10% above the maximum price that you have set. Again, you can change that on a per applicant basis if you wish. These are just the defaults here. So if you would like to extend or reduce the range percentages, you can do so. When you send your applicants matches via email, you have the option of choosing which signature appears on the bottom of the email. The default option is whichever negotiator is sending the email. However, you can change it to be the negotiator who initially registered the applicant or the negotiator to who the applicant is assigned. It can be the negotiator who is looking after the property that is being sent in the match. It can be the negotiator who performed the initial match, or you can still select the default of the negotiator sending the email. You have the same option for sending your text message matches as well, so you can choose from the drop down there. When new applicants register via the website, we would suggest that they come in as unvalidated applicants so that you know that you have to go in, check over the information that the applicant themselves has input and check that you are happy with everything they've listed. If you would like to change that, you can of course select to validate them via their email or to make them fully validated so they appear straight in your system ready to go. The two tick boxes at the bottom are to confirm whether or not you would like the next contact date to be updated when you send a match. So after having sent a match, you can have an applicant's next contact date updated to remind you to get in touch with them and see what they thought of the details you sent. You also have a tick box here to exclude your contact details on the match text messages that are sent. That gives you more characters to use in the content of your text message. When you're happy with all of the options on here, you can save.